Have you ever noticed how, in the blink of an eye, time seems to pass right over us? But wait, what if I told you that it's not just time making you age? Many of those seemingly harmless bad habits are actually doing the dirty work, aging both your body and mind without you even realizing it. Yes, I'm talking about those small details you overlook every day. While you think everything is under control, these habits are silently wearing you down. Stoic philosophy teaches us the importance of taking care of what truly matters, of not wasting energy on things that steal our peace. But tell me, are you really taking care of the essentials in your life? Maybe it's time to stop sabotaging yourself. Are you ready to uncover the habits you need to eliminate right now? Don't miss the last one. It will leave you speechless. But before we begin, pay close attention to this story, which will help you better understand the wisdom behind this lesson. Once upon a time, there was a man named Andrew who lived in a quiet village. He was a hard-working farmer, well known for the quality of his crop. However, despite his youth, his face and body showed clear signs of exhaustion, as if he carried many more years than he actually had. One day, while tending to his fields, an old wise man approached him and said, "You seem to carry the weight of the years on your shoulders, yet you are still young. What burden are you carrying to look this way?" Surprised, Andrew paused and began to reflect on his daily life. He realized he spent long hours working without rest, barely taking breaks to eat properly or hydrate. He often slept too little, staying up at night worrying about his crops. To fight exhaustion, he relied on excessive caffeine and sugar. The wise man looked at him with understanding and said, "Andrew, bad habits are like drops of water that slowly wear down a stone. They may seem insignificant at first, but over time, they leave deep marks. Lack of sleep, neglecting your body, and consuming things that give temporary energy but drain you afterward, all of this accelerates aging." Intrigued, Andrew asked, "How can I change that?" The wise man smiled and offered him some advice. "Listen to your body and care for it as you do your crops. Sleep well, nourish yourself with real food, and give your body the rest it needs. These habits, if cultivated, will restore your energy and vitality." From that day forward, Andrew began making small changes in his life. He started getting enough sleep, staying hydrated, and reducing his intake of stimulants. Over time, his friends and neighbors noticed a difference. His eyes regained their brightness, his skin looked healthier, and his mood improved. The lesson he learned was clear. The small habits we ignore can slowly drain both body and soul if we don't pay attention to them. Just as a plant needs consistent care, our bodies also require attention to thrive and remain strong. What seem like harmless habits can silently wear us down. Taking care of our daily routines ultimately means taking care of our life and well-being. But before we dive into the first lesson, if you find these videos helpful, I encourage you to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on new content. Let's get started. 1. Sleeping less than 8 hours. Have you ever wondered why coffee seems to be the one thing with universal value in the workplace? The reason is simple. Most of us have been conditioned to believe that sleeping less than 8 hours is a badge of productivity and ambition. The glorious culture of sleep deprivation. But here's the truth bomb. That lack of sleep isn't just harming your health, it's aging you faster than a forgotten banana on the kitchen counter. Sound familiar? Let's break it down. During the night, your body enters repair mode. It's like having a dedicated team of tiny construction workers restoring a better version of you while you sleep. They repair tissues, regenerate cells, and if you've had a rough day, they work overtime to fix the damage. Now, if you decide to cut their shift short, don't be surprised if you wake up with a couple of new wrinkles, dark circles big enough to carry a small pet, and skin that feels looser than a deflated balloon. The truth is, sleeping less than 8 hours intensifies these problems. Lack of sleep disrupts circulation, making it as chaotic as trying to throw a house party without enough space for guests. The result? The same as any overcrowded event: stress, exhaustion, and a complete mess. How did we get here? Beyond your toxic relationship with the snooze button, there are sneaky habits that creep into your life like a cat squeezing into a cardboard box. Let's talk about them. Staying up all night binge-watching shows until the sun rises. Checking your phone every 2 minutes. because obviously the latest meme is more important than your health. Chugging caffeine like there's no tomorrow. All of these behaviors add up to a foolproof recipe titled How to Become a Premature Zombie. How to reverse this path to premature aging. 1. Set a routine. Your body loves consistency. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. No, it's not a math test, just a way to give yourself a break. 2. Create the perfect sleep environment. Darkness is your best friend. Close the curtains, dim the lights, and if needed, use earplugs and an eye mask. Your room should be a sanctuary of rest, not a chaotic circus. 3. Unplug before bed. That glowing screen won't help you sleep. Try to put your phone away at least an hour before bedtime. I promise, the world will survive without your social media updates for one night. 4. Relax. Meditating or reading a good book before bed can be your ticket to deep, restorative sleep. Stoic philosophy teaches us to find calm within the storm. Apply that wisdom to your nights, and you'll see the difference. So, the next time you feel proud of pulling an all-nighter, think twice. Because while you might feel like a productivity warrior today, your body is silently paying the price. The effects of chronic sleep deprivation don't just show up in dark circles and tired eyes. They accumulate over time, leading to premature aging, weakened immunity, and even cognitive decline. Now let's move on to the next habit that could be accelerating your aging process. Remember that your body is sending a formal complaint, and you are speeding up your aging process. Take care of yourself because there is no reset button in this game called life. And if everything else fails, pay close attention to what I'm about to tell you, my friend. Wisdom isn't measured by long work hours, but by quality sleep. Give your body the rest it deserves, and you'll see how much it thanks you. Have you ever felt like a juggler, constantly trying to keep up with daily stress? Have you ever felt like a circus performer, juggling multiple balls that represent your daily responsibilities? Stress has become an unavoidable companion in modern life, just like the aroma of morning coffee or those unexpected phone notifications at 3 a.m. But did you know that stress not only furrows your brow, but also affects your skin? That cortisol your body releases to tackle daily challenges isn't exactly your best ally in the fight against aging. Let's talk about stress hormones: cortisol, epinephrine, and adrenaline. They're like those friends who always show up in tough times. Helpful, but let's be honest, a bit toxic if they overstay their welcome. While these hormones help regulate blood pressure and fight infections, here's the catch: they also speed up aging. Excess cortisol can strip your skin of elasticity, leaving you with that "I haven't slept in a week" look. Now, I'm not here to scare you, but stress isn't just about binge-watching the wrong series instead of getting some sleep. There are hidden habits working against you, like that friend who always shows up late and wastes your time. Maybe you reach for chocolate ice cream whenever problems arise, or skip workouts because, well, the couch is just too comfortable. These choices may seem harmless, but can actually accelerate aging. So, what's the solution? The answer is simpler than you think: meditation. Yes, that practice we often associate with Tibetan monks and assume has no place in our busy lives. But meditation and mindfulness can be integrated into your routine without costing a fortune. You don't need a monastery or a special robe, just a few minutes a day. Picture yourself sitting in a quiet corner of your home, a small oasis amid the chaos. With each inhale, you absorb calm. With each exhale, you release stress. Simple exercises like focusing on your breath or visualizing a peaceful place can lower cortisol levels and give you a fresh perspective on your problem. Who knows? You might even realize that ice cream isn't the real solution, and that a walk in the park can be far more rejuvenating. Speaking of rejuvenation, the Stoics also taught us to face adversity with calmness and strength. Instead of letting stress take over, adopt a Stoic mindset. Accept that life will bring challenges, but you have the tools to handle them. Stress may be a formidable enemy, but it doesn't have to win. By managing your exposure to stressors and embracing habits like meditation, you won't just lower your cortisol levels. You'll also gain mental clarity and overall well-being. Remember, life is like a chess game. Sometimes the best move is to pause, take a deep breath, and think ahead. The next time stress starts to take over, inhale deeply and recall the words of Epictetus: "Calm is the refuge of the wise. Smoking, the silent thief of your skin." If you think smoking is just a small pleasure, Allow me to be the voice of reason, or the voice of smoke if you prefer. Smoking isn't just a habit that stains your teeth and leaves a distinct scent on your breath. It's also a cunning thief that steals your skin's youth without you even realizing it, until it's too late. So, let's break this down with a bit of sarcasm and a good dose of reflection. Smoking is like inviting a group of Stoics to your birthday party and watching them take all the gifts. And what do the Stoics have to do with this? Well, imagine these ancient philosophers as the guardians of your skin. They preach the importance of living in harmony with reason and nature. And what could be less natural than inhaling smoke and exhaling life? Tobacco doesn't just deprive your skin of the oxygen and nutrients it needs to stay radiant. It also activates mischievous enzymes that destroy your skin's elasticity. It's like your skin is screaming, "Help! Where's my collagen?" But wait, there's more. The toxins in cigarette smoke interfere with cellular oxygenation, leaving your skin in a constant struggle to breathe. Imagine trying to run a marathon with a plastic bag over your head. That's what smoking does to your skin's ability to regenerate. Over time, it leads to a tired, aged appearance. If you think small indulgences don't impact your looks, think again. Every puff of smoke is like a thief sneaking into your home, stealing your youth, and leaving behind visible signs of aging. Quite the celebration, isn't it? So, what's the solution? Aside from making the bold decision to quit smoking, which, yes, is a great idea, there are other strategies to minimize the damage. First, consider the power of hydration. Keeping your skin well hydrated is essential. Think of your skin like a plant. If you don't water it, it wilts. So why not flood your life with water and cut out that harmful smoke? Second, adopt healthier habits. Eating fresh fruits and vegetables packed with antioxidants acts as a shield against the invisible enemies that tobacco leaves behind. And of course, let's not forget exercise. Not only does it improve circulation, but it's also one of the best ways to relieve stress without the need for a cigarette. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. You can continue living under the illusion that smoking doesn't affect your appearance, or you can take control and start caring for your skin. Just like the Stoics believed in self-discipline and rational choices, you too can become the architect of your own destiny. Life is a carousel of fleeting pleasures, but remember, your skin will thank you in the long run. Are you ready to ditch the smoke and embrace a path that enhances your true beauty? As Brian Tracy wisely said, youth is a gift of nature, but aging is a work of art. Not drinking enough water, a silent skin saboteur. Have you looked at your skin lately? If the answer is no, you're missing out on a spectacle worthy of a horror movie. And if the answer is yes, perhaps you've noticed that your skin isn't exactly the fresh, radiant canvas it used to be. The reason? You guessed it. Dehydration. But don't worry, it's not like you're going to die from trying to drink a couple of liters of water a day, right? So let's talk about it. Most of us know that water is vital, but in our modern lives, it often seems like we don't even have time to fill a glass. The thing is, it's not just about quenching thirst. It's much more than that. Imagine your skin like a plant. If you water it enough, it blooms. If you let it dry out, it wilts. It's that simple. By not drinking enough water, you're not only doing a disservice to your skin, making it rough and dull, but you're also accumulating toxins as if you were a human landfill. According to experts, the recommended intake is clear. Men should drink about 2.5 liters a day, around 11 cups, like you're in a hydration contest, while women need around 2 liters or 8 cups to keep things balanced. But let's be honest, many of us don't even get halfway there. Life gets in the way. Work, social media, that series you have to watch, and before we know it, we're letting our bodies dehydrate like a desert. How to solve this big little problem? It's easier than you think. First, make hydration a habit. Carry a water bottle with you at all times. Think of it as your best friend, always there to remind you to drink when you see it. It's like it's saying, "Hey, don't forget about me." Also, associate water with specific moments of your day. Drink a glass of water whenever you sit down to work or after you finish a task. That way, hydration becomes part of your daily routine, not something you do only when your throat feels dry. If plain water seems boring, add some lemon slices, cucumber, or mint. This will turn your drink from a tasteless liquid into a cocktail worthy of a fancy bar, even if it's just in your kitchen. Embrace Stoic wisdom. And finally, remember Stoic philosophy. I know it sounds strange to mention Stoics in a text about water, but think about it. Stoicism teaches us to accept what we cannot change and to take action on what we can. If you can't change your dull skin, at least you can choose to drink more water. It's a small step toward self-care that can make a big difference. In conclusion, neglecting hydration might seem like an innocent bad habit, but in reality, it's a direct path to premature aging. If you care about your skin and your overall health, making sure you drink the right amount of water should be your top priority. Remember, your body is your temple, and like any temple, it needs regular maintenance. To wrap it up, here's a reflection that might resonate with you. If you haven't figured it out yet, my dear friend, life is like water. If you don't take care of it, it will evaporate without you even noticing. Consuming too much caffeine, friend or foe, that delicious elixir that makes us feel like superheroes in the morning and, for some inexplicable reason, turns us into endurance machines in the afternoon. Yes, it's that little marvel that promises to awaken your mind, but often becomes the cause of your anxiety and nervous jitters. If you've ever wondered whether caffeine is truly your best friend or a cruel antagonist, this text is for you. Let's explore how excessive caffeine can turn you into an anxious, sped-up version of yourself, and more importantly, how to avoid falling into that dangerous trap. Imagine you're a sports car revving down the road. Coffee is the fuel that propels you, but if you put in too much, you might end up crashing into a wall. Stoic philosophy teaches us to seek balance and not get carried away by excess. In moderation, caffeine can be beneficial. It's packed with antioxidants, and a couple of cups a day can even improve your concentration. But like everything in life, there's a limit. Science suggests you shouldn't consume more than 2 caffeinated drinks per day. And if you're a fan of organic coffee, green tea, or black tea, you're in luck because those are the healthiest option. But wait, what happens if you choose to ignore those recommendations? That's when the chaos begins. Caffeine can ramp up your nervous system like a hamster on its wheel. In those moments, you realize your heart is racing alarmingly, and anxiety shows up like an unwelcome guest. But don't worry, dear reader, not all is lost. Here are some solutions that will help you navigate the turbulent waters of caffeine consumption. Solutions for managing caffeine consumption. 1. Set a limit. 2 cups, no more. Think of it as being like a stoic resisting the temptation of a fleeting pleasure for the sake of long-term well-being. 2. The 6-hour rule. Avoid caffeine at least 6 hours before bedtime. It's a simple yet powerful tip to help ensure a good night's sleep. 3. Try other calming activities. Sometimes what you really need isn't more coffee. It's a good book, a walk outside, or even some meditation. Practicing these can help calm your mind and reduce any anxiety caffeine may trigger. 4. Switch to caffeine-free options. If you find yourself in the caffeine whirlwind, consider swapping some of your drinks for caffeine-free alternatives. At first, it may feel like you're missing something, like leaving behind an old friend. But as the saying goes, sometimes you have to let go to move forward. Caffeine can be your ally or your worst enemy, depending on how you play your cards. Learning to consume it in moderation will allow you to enjoy its benefits without suffering from its side effects. Remember, balance is the key, just like the Stoics taught. So, the next time you're tempted to go on a coffee binge, think about your future self and ask yourself if it's really worth it. As Marcus Aurelius defended, true power lies not in what you consume, but in what you choose to leave behind. Not getting enough exercise. Every day, a wake-up call for your health. Have you noticed that your couch is starting to become your best friend? That cozy spot where you spend hours binge-watching series or aimlessly scrolling through the internet, or, at best, mentally planning your ideal life while munching on a bag of chips. Oh, sedentary lifestyle, that charming thief of youth, whispering in your ear, just a little more won't hurt. But let's face it, yes, it does hurt. Let's talk about how just 45 minutes of exercise a day can be your ticket back to youth, or to a healthier version of yourself. Your body is like a classic car, the one everyone admires at antique shows. If you leave it parked for too long, the paint starts to chip, the engine rusts, and before you know it, you'll be spending a fortune on repair. The same thing happens to your muscles, bones, and joints. If you don't move them, you'll start noticing the passage of time faster than you'd like. Yes, my friend, a sedentary lifestyle accelerates premature aging. Before you know it, you'll be closer to being a grandparent than your best version of yourself. Experts suggest dedicating at least 45 minutes a day to physical activity. And before you start thinking of running a marathon, Here's the good news. You don't have to be a gym fanatic to meet this recommendation. The key is finding something you really enjoy. It could be lifting weights. Yes, like those muscular guys from action movies, dancing in your living room, or going for a walk while listening to your favorite podcast. Everything counts. Of course, lifting weights is one of the most effective ways to combat aging. And no, you don't need to become the next Arnold Schwarzenegger. With just a pair of dumbbells or some bodyweight exercises, you can start noticing significant changes. Remember, it's about challenging your body, not torturing it. Stoic philosophy teaches us that control and discipline are essential for a fulfilling life. So, why not apply this to your daily routine? If you find an exercise you truly enjoy, those 45 minutes will become a little oasis of happiness in your day. If you're still not convinced, think about the cost of not acting. A sedentary lifestyle doesn't just reduce your life expectancy, it also increases the likelihood of cardiovascular diseases. Did you know your heart is like the engine of that classic car? If you don't take care of it, it might break down on the road a lot sooner than you think. Just a few minutes of physical activity can make a huge difference. So, the next time you're tempted to watch that extra hour of a series, remember, your body needs that love in the form of movement. Less than 45 minutes a day doesn't sound so scary, right? Think of it as an act of love towards yourself. Get up, stretch those legs, and give your body the exercise it deserves. After all, being sedentary is a surefire way to reach old age without having truly lived. Etch this into your mind. Taking care of your body is the first step to living a full life. If you don't, someone else will, but not in the way you'd like. The sweet danger of overindulging in sugar, a wake-up call for your health. Have you ever stopped to think about what a sweet treat really means for your body? Let's be honest. Sugar can seem like the best friend of our taste buds, but over time, it becomes that annoying guest who overstays their welcome at the party. The thing is, life is too short to let a handful of candy ruin your skin, your health, and of course, your future as the best version of yourself. So, let's talk about sugar abuse, a topic as sweet as it is bitter. That white powder we all love has earned a reputation as a villain in the world of health. Did you know that overindulging in sugar can cause inflammation and acne? Yes, it's not just an urban myth. Those pimples that suddenly appear could be the result of that donut you devoured without a second thought. But wait, there's more. Sugar doesn't just affect your skin, it's a master of disguise. It bonds with collagen and elastin proteins in your skin through a process called glycation. As a result, your skin loses its elasticity, and guess what appears next? Wrinkles. Happy early birthday. And if all that isn't enough to make you think twice about your sugar habits, here comes the serious part. Sugar is one of the main culprits behind cardiovascular diseases and high cholesterol. If you thought cholesterol was just a term doctors use to scare you, think again. Overindulging in sugar doesn't just damage your skin, it puts your heart, that noble muscle pumping blood and emotions through your body, at risk. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not here to make you feel guilty about every slice of cake you've eaten over the years. Instead, let's focus on solution. Cutting back on sugar in your coffee or sodas might seem like a good first step, but here's the trick. Sugar is hidden in many other products you consume daily, from sauces to processed foods. Sugar sneaks in under different names like sucrose, fructose, or even syrup, like a ninja of food, waiting to attack from behind. So what can you do? First, become a food detective. Read the labels and find out where sugar is hiding. Take inventory of your kitchen and say goodbye to products that provide nothing but excessive sweetness. Experiment with natural alternatives like stevia or coconut sugar. Your skin and your heart will thank you. Also, adopt some of the teachings from Stoic philosophy. Think about what you truly need versus what's just a craving. Moderation, my friends, is the key. The next time you feel the urge to devour a dessert, remember that your skin, health, and future are watching. Don't let a simple indulgence turn into a harmful habit. Make moderation your ally and become the hero of your own story. After all, life is too short to let sugar age you faster than you should. Every bite is a choice. Choose the path of wisdom and health, the power of smiling, a secret to staying youthful and healthy. Have you ever noticed that there are days when your smile seems to have gone on vacation and left no forwarding address? My friend, that might not just be a simple lack of joy. It could be a direct ticket to questionable physical health. Yes, you heard that right. Your mood doesn't just determine whether you're the life of the party or the one hiding in the corner with a drink in hand. No, it's much more than that. The way you view life affects your blood vessel, your stress, and ultimately, how time shows up on your skin. So, if you think aging is just part of the deal, think again. The Stoics, that ancient wisdom still offering lessons today in the age of selfies and fast food, understood the importance of maintaining a serene mind in the face of adversity. They knew that life can be a raging river full of sharp rock. But what if you decided to build a small boat instead of complaining about the cold water? Laughter, my friend, is the engine that powers that boat. Not only does it feel good, but science, yes, that thing we listen to when it suits us, says that laughing can improve blood vessel function, relieve stress, and at best, keep you a little younger, all without the need for miraculous creams. Let's be honest, we often fall into what I call the seriousness cycle, where every problem seems like a roller coaster of negative emotions, pushing you toward the abyss of discouragement. We forget the simple things, laughing at ourselves, at life's ridiculous situations, and yes, even at our own imperfections. Life is full of absurd moments that, if you look at them through the right lens, can be worthy of a comedy. Now, how can you start breaking free from this gravity spiral? Here are some practical suggestions. 1. Surround yourself with people who laugh. Those people who can find joy in the most unusual places, whether it's a coffee with friends, a comedy movie, or even a board game. This can be the perfect antidote to melancholy. 2. Start a laughter journal. Sounds a little crazy, but trust me. Each night, write down 3 things that made you smile or laugh during the day. You'll be surprised how many small things can brighten your life. As you do this, your brain will start seeking out those little gems of happiness. And guess what? Laughter will become a habit. 3. Don't underestimate the power of meditation. The Stoic philosophy teaches us to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment. Practicing meditation can help clear your mind of the gray clouds and find that ray of light that often escapes us. So, take a deep breath, smile, and let life flow. In conclusion, taking life a little less seriously and smiling more is not just grandma's advice. It's a survival strategy in a world that can be overwhelming. So the next time you feel your smile slipping away, remember, every smile is a small act of rebellion against premature aging. And just in case you didn't catch it, let me make it clear. Laughing is like medicine with no side effects, only benefits. The dangers of extreme diets, a path to true wellness. In this era of immediacy, many people become obsessed with losing weight as if it were a game of who can follow the most extreme diet. Yes, you know the ones, the diets that promise miracles in record time, as if your body were a project you can remodel at will. But what happens when these drastic restrictions push you to your limits? It's time to reflect on what it really means to care for ourselves, and maybe take a hint from the Stoic, who knew a thing or two about moderation. Imagine deciding to go on a drastic diet that even the Stoic warriors would raise an eyebrow at. Intermittent fasting, forbidden foods, and a nutrient that's been so overhyped it seems like a modern god. Sounds attractive, right? But while your mind dreams of becoming the next Instagram star, your body is silently screaming for attention. The truth is, subjecting yourself to these extreme diets can put your body into shock, not the kind you feel when you see your before and after photo, but a shock that could lead to premature aging, as if you've taken a time machine straight to your 60s. Now, let's talk about what really happens to your skin when you try to lose weight quickly. You're also inviting the loss of elasticity in your epidermis. Yes, that skin that once adapted to your form like a glove to your hand now feels like a deflated balloon. Have you ever seen those balloons that, after being fully inflated, become wrinkled and saggy? Well, that's what your skin will look like if you don't give it the time it needs to adapt. The dilemma is clear. On one hand, you want to look spectacular for your best friend's birthday party, but on the other hand, you don't want to look like you've been living in a desert for the past 10 years. So, what's the solution? Well, Stoic philosophy teaches us that moderation and self-care are key. Instead of falling into the trap of extreme diets, you could opt for a more balanced approach. Imagine that instead of eliminating entire food groups, you decide to adopt mindful eating, listening to your body and giving it what it truly needs. You can indulge in a delicious piece of chocolate, but also enjoy a fresh salad full of nutrients. The idea is to find balance, a dance between what you want and what you need. A simple exercise is to keep a food journal, where you not only note what you eat, but also how you feel after each meal. You'll be surprised to discover how certain foods can influence your mood and energy levels. Over time, you'll learn to make more informed decisions, avoiding the craziness that only leads to more craziness. The next time you feel the pressure to lose weight quickly and effectively, remember that your body is not a fast production machine. It's a temple that deserves to be treated with love and respect. As the Stoics would say, moderation is the key to a full and healthy life. Forget about extreme diets that only lead to burnout. At the end of the day, what really matters is how you feel in your own skin, not the number on the scale. My friend, don't be fooled for one simple reason. True well-being is built with patience and love, not with fad diets. The importance of daily sunscreen use. Protect your skin. Have you ever wondered why people only remember to use sunscreen when they're about to turn into a lobster at the beach? The reality is the sun doesn't take vacation. Even when you're sitting in the shade enjoying your coffee, those ultraviolet rays sneak in like an uninvited guest at a party. So, for the love of everything good, why not do yourself a favor and start using sunscreen daily? It's like life insurance for your skin, without monthly payments or dealing with bureaucracy. Let's get straight to the point. Solar radiation doesn't just show up during summer vacation. It's lurking every time you step outside. According to Stoic philosophy, you could say the sun is like the adversities of life you can't avoid. But unlike Stoicism, which teaches us to accept the inevitable, you can take action to protect yourself from the damage the sun can cause. Just use sunscreen with at least SPF 30 every day, even on cloudy days. You're protecting yourself from premature aging, like carrying an umbrella on a cloudy day. Maybe it won't rain, but if it does, you'll be prepared. Think of sunscreen as your personal armor. The Stoics believed virtue was the key to a full life, so why not be virtuous with your skin? Making sunscreen a daily habit isn't just an act of self-care, it's an investment in your future. If you don't, you might find your skin wrinkling like a raisin and aging faster than your friends who seem to have discovered the fountain of youth. Do you really want to be that friend everyone looks at with pity at get-togethers? This isn't just about slapping on some sunscreen and going on with your day, it's an art. It's a practice you should integrate into your daily routine. Apply sunscreen every morning like you would brush your teeth. You'd be surprised how many people skip this simple step. And don't forget to reapply frequently because sunscreen loses effectiveness over time. So, if you don't want to turn into a croissant, make sure to reapply every 2 hours, especially if you're at the beach, exercising, or sweating like a chicken on a summer day. Also, not all sunscreens are created equal. It's important to choose one you actually like that won't leave your skin greasier than a cheeseburger. There are lightweight options and even ones with a hint of color so you can feel good and look better. And of course, don't keep this info to yourself. Talking to your friends and family about the importance of sunscreen could save them from a future full of wrinkles and unwanted freckles. Not using sunscreen just because you're not going to the beach isn't just a bad habit. It's like skipping vegetables in favor of French fries. Your skin deserves more than that. So, become the hero of your own story, protect your skin, and prevent damage before it's too late. Remember, in life, you have to make smart choices, and using sunscreen is one of the best. As a true Hollywood star would say, your skin is your first outfit. Protect it with style. So, when are we going to start taking care of that skin? Don't skip your medical checkups. Your health is your true freedom. Have you ever felt like skipping a medical checkup is some sort of rebellion against the system? You know, ignoring those forms filled with incomprehensible terms and the nurse who smiles at you like she's in a kindness contest. But what if I told you that this sense of freedom you feel by skipping your checkup is actually a gilded cage? It's still a cage, just one that seems more comfortable. The truth is, these checkups aren't just another annoying item on your to-do list. They're lifesavers that we often ignore. Recent studies show that medical checkups can detect diseases in up to 90% of people. Yes, 90%. If that doesn't sound like a good enough reason to make an appointment, maybe you need to reconsider your logic. So, how often should you be going to these checkups? It's as simple as following a restaurant menu. Up until the age of 40, you should get checked every 4 years. Between 40 and 60, it gets a little more serious, every 2 years. And after 60, you should be a regular visitor to the waiting room, annual checkup. But here's the interesting part. Many health insurers offer free medical checkups. So if you're thinking about getting health insurance, make sure these checkups are included. In a world where time flies by and days turn into weeks, a small effort for your health could be the best gift you give yourself. Now, let's talk about those bad habits that, without you realizing it, are making you age faster than a banana left out in the open. Modern life is full of distractions. Fast food, chronic stress, and those sleepless nights where you question whether you really need that Netflix series that has you hooked. Every time you skip a medical checkup, it's like feeding the monster called negligence. Did you know that some habits are so insidious that you don't even notice them? A cigarette here, skipping breakfast there, and before you know it, you're Googling your symptoms. And spoiler alert, that never ends well. But all is not lost. There are ways to turn things around. Start by integrating small practices into your daily life. Maybe a 30-minute walk, a healthy breakfast, or even meditating for just 5 minutes a day. Over time, these changes won't just improve your physical well-being, they'll also keep you more attuned to the signals your body is sending you. And when the time comes for your checkup, you'll go with a smile, not a sense of guilt. Life doesn't stop, and neither should you. Ignoring your medical checkups is like wishing the clouds would disappear just because you don't want to get wet. In the end, the storm will always come. Don't let your routine consume you. Take care of yourself with the same attention you give to your social media profiles. Remember, health isn't just the absence of disease. It's a state of overall well-being that sometimes needs to be measured through medical checkups. So, the next time you think about skipping that checkup, remember what the Stoics said. There's no greater wisdom than anticipating what's coming and preparing for it. As Nelson Mandela wisely put it, health is the first step toward success. So don't forget to check in on it every now and then. If you made it this far, drop a comment saying, "Health is the most precious gift." I'm excited to hear about your success stories. Don't forget to subscribe, activate notifications, and comment so YouTube knows these videos are useful to people like you. This motivates us to keep creating more content in the future. Be sure to check out the last 2 videos we recommended. Thank you so much for your time and support, and see you in our next adventure.